And your hands are left. Good morning, readers.
Good morning, Miss Wonderly.
I was thinking about you last night. And I was at my kitchen table with Mr. Wonderly, who is not a teacher. And so I was saying to him, we're going to be like talking about Malala tomorrow. And he was just listening because he's a good guy and he loves me, so he'll let me talk and talk. And I was like, I really want to come up with a great hook tomorrow, like that hooks everybody in. And then on the news, suddenly, as if the sky parted and the sun came down, there was a story about a principal in upstate New York. And I forget what his name was. That's a detail I kind of decided wasn't important. But this principal in upstate New York was not only a principal in a school, right, like Mr. Brown, but he was also the mayor of the town.
What?
So here's the thing, if you're thinking along with me, I want you to. This, right? Or this, but don't shout it. You got it? So this guy is a principal and a mayor. So he has my attention because I'm an educator and I'm interested now in what he's doing. Well, not only is he a principal and a mayor, but he's also an activist. And remember we talked about Malala being an activist, a teen activist, someone who stands up for what's right? So this guy is a principal mayor activist. So I started to gather that information around my fingers. And Mr. Wonderly and I were both kind of captivated. And we found out that he 5 times a year goes to Syria. Now Syria is another country, not unlike Pakistan, where there are some pretty bad things happening. And kids, the communities are being bombed. Not by the Taliban, but by other soldiers who disagree with some of the beliefs that some of the people have. Nod your head if that makes sense. So I thought about that. And he goes 5 times a year and he builds bomb shelters under the ground so that kids can go down there during the bombings and continue to go to school and learn. So I was like, okay. So he's a principal, he's a mayor, he goes to Syria, he builds bomb shelters so kids can continue to go to school. And so I was thinking, what is that mostly about? What is this story about this man mostly about? And I said, he's an activist, just like Malala. He believes something, and not only does he believe it, but he's doing something. But that wasn't enough. Because Mr. Wonderly looked at me and he goes, whoa. That, I don't know if I could be brave enough to do that. I don't know if I would have the courage. And we started to have a partner conversation. Naturally, right? And we were kind of in a position at the kitchen table. It was kind of strange. And he kept pushing and I kept saying, well, I don't know. At first I was thinking, no, I could never do it. But then I thought, I should do it. I should do more. If I know that that's happening in the world, I want to be more like him. I want to do something that makes a difference in the world. So I started to think, I could never do that at the beginning. But as I thought more about it and talked to Mr. Wonderly, I changed my thinking. Right? And now I have this new idea about this big topic of if you know something bad is happening in the world, I'm feeling like I now have changed Jazeera and I want to find a way to make a difference. So, readers, all through this nonfiction unit, you've been reading text and you've been thinking about what are the details in this text, what details is the text teaching me, and you've been thinking about what is that mostly about, yes? Yeah. Today I want to teach you that that's just the beginning. Once I understand the details and the main idea, I need to push my conversation with my partner past that. I need to react. Whoa! I couldn't think I could ever do that. Does that mean we stop thinking about our details and our main ideas? No, we need them, right? I I needed them to do that thinking work with Mr. Wonderland, right? So today I want to teach you that readers take their partner conversation further by asking themselves, so what? What does this have to do with this bigger topic? Let's use our notes across the wall here from our poop book. The poop book, teachers, we've been reading about poop, it's very cool. So on the wall here, we've been doing lots of thinking about what this text is teaching us about poop. So Mr. Brown and I yesterday, we're going to show you how partners can take their conversation to the so what level. You ready to see it? Pay close attention. So, Mr. Brown, we've been learning all these things about poop. Yesterday when I was in this class, they were talking about sizes of poop as being one of the main ideas, right? There were all kinds of details about size of poop, how often animals poop, right? I love that I can say that and you guys are like totally fine with it. If I said that in kindergarten, they'd be rolling around the carpet right now. I know. So we were talking about sizes and shapes, and then they were talking about some animals poop out their mouth, out their arms. So we figured out that that was mostly about all animals poop, but some from different places, right? Like from different parts of their body. And I was teaching you that yesterday when I was in your office, and you were like, you said to me, so what?
So that's great. I'm glad I know that animals poop from different spots, and they're big and they're small. What does that mean to me?
Yeah. And I said, I think it's kind of weird and gross that we're even talking about poop.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yes, it was an interesting conversation.
It was. But then we were like, okay, let's get past the weird, gross thing,
That's
and
right.
let's think like scientists for a minute. So why would I want to know this? Like, why would I want to know about this poop thing? So I had to think about it in a bigger way. So I think, Mr. Brown, that it's more about animals. Like, I used to think it was really about poop, but now I'm thinking it's about animals.
So all the details and that thought that you got that was just about poop, but you're saying it's more than?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, we did learn a lot about it, but the one thing we did learn, right, every animal poops, right?
Yeah. And it says the truth about poop, but I'm also thinking about what does this mean for what I know about the world and the way the world works. So I'm thinking, like I used to think this book was just about poop, but now I'm thinking it's about how does the animal kingdom work. And so I'm thinking about the fact that, yeah, they all poop, and that's all nice and good, and we know all these different ways, but it's part of how we survive, right? So I'm going to try to push that to this place in my mind that now I think that if an animal doesn't poop, then and doesn't do that, then they're not going to really be able to survive.
So you're saying that this book is about the whole animal kingdom?
Well, I don't think this book is. But what I'm doing in my mind right now is saying, this book taught me all this, and then how does that help me better understand the world? So I want to pull it to that place. That's what we're talking about. So readers, today, and every day, I want us to be thinking about this idea of not just staying at details and main ideas. We want to reach back and pull that forward and keep doing that. But we want to ask our partner, so what? What does this mean for my understanding of how the world works? Did it change the way I believe the world works? So that means that our conversations are going to sound a little bit different. So I want you to take a look. It's your turn to try this out for a minute. Think about this. I made up this little cheat sheet for you with some sentence starters that will help you and your partner today take that conversation beyond main ideas and key details. So in a second, I'm going to hand this out to you. What I'd like you to do is take a look at it with your partner and talk about how you're going to take your conversation past main idea and key details into so what? Into what? So what? And here's some of the ways that will sound. Shoulder to shoulder, text in between as you are reading and having a conversation with your partner about how you're going to do your partner conversations a little bit differently today. Just one, Ted? Are you pregnant?
One performance.